Reebok, the name that makes you think of gym sessions, sneaker culture, and shoes so comfy they could double as your couch. The brand that revolutionized the shoe market by adding aesthetics to just plain functional shoes. It put shoes at the top of the fashion industry, and at one point, Reebok even beat Nike in the shoe game. But ever wondered how these iconic kicks come to life? Spoiler, it involves a lot of machines, science, and a sprinkle of sneaker wizardry. Today, we're taking you inside the Reebok factory, where every pair of shoes is made with precision, passion, and, let's be honest, just a little bit of sweat from overworked robots. How does a piece of rubber and cloth become a $100 masterpiece? Stick around and I promise you'll be stepping into the wildest sneaker journey ever. Factory-sourced raw materials like premium leather, synthetic fabrics, EVA foam for that bounce, and of course, a sprinkle of hope that you'll actually hit the gym in these shoes. Reebok doesn't just grab any leather. It's sustainably sourced, durable, and processed to be flexible yet sturdy. Think of it as the VIP cowhide that lived its best life. Synthetics, on the other hand, come from polymers. Yeah, science nerds. Polymers. Yeah, engineered to be breathable, lightweight, and most importantly, Instagram-worthy. Oh yeah. Some Reebok lines now used plant-based materials like castor beans for insoles and corn for midsoles. That's right, you could technically call your shoes a salad. Step 2, the design process, a brainstorming circus. Before anything gets built, there's a brainstorming session that makes your average office meeting look like a kindergarten circle time. Designers, engineers, and marketing wizards huddle in a room, tossing around ideas like, what if this shoe had a zipper? Or can we make it glow in the dark and waterproof? Once the wild ideas calm down, they settle on designs that are stylish, functional, and sometimes outrageous enough to make Kanye West jealous. Reebok uses advanced CAD, computer-aided design software, to sketch the shoes digitally. And here's where it gets cool. They create 3D models so realistic, you'd swear you could lace them up and walk out the door. Every Reebok shoe now comes with its own digital blueprint stored in their design archives. This is how they can recreate your favorite vintage styles down to the tiniest detail. Think of it as a sneakers version of Ancestry.com. Yeah, want those OG 1987 classics? Well, the factory has the exact recipe stored, ready to recreate your childhood, but with modern comfort upgrades. Ever wondered how they decided to get the exact thickness of a sole? It's not random, it's science. Stick around for the nerdy details. Step 3, cutting the materials, the slicing and dicing show. Once the design is finalized, it's time to cut the fabric. Literally. Picture this, a giant laser cutting machine that looks like it belongs in a Bond villain's lair. This machine slices leather, mesh, and other materials with surgical precision. If you've ever doubted whether robots are smarter than us, this process might crush your ego. But don't worry, humans still play a role. Workers inspect every piece of material to ensure there are no tears, blemishes, or heaven forbid, a piece of cowhide with a cow tattoo. Fun fact, some of the same laser tech used here is also used in surgery. So yeah, your shoes are basically a medical miracle. It's one stitch and you've got a shoe that falls apart faster than your New Year's resolution to start running. Reebok's uppers aren't just pretty, they're packed with hidden technology. For instance, certain lines use knit zones, which are tighter in high-impact areas like the shoes and looser around the midfoot for breathability. It's basically like wearing a custom-fitted sock, but way cooler. Plus, some shoes feature antimicrobial threads that keep your sneakers fresher than your excuses for skipping leg day. Reebok isn't just making shoes for gym buffs and fashionistas. Rumor has it they've dabbled in creating high-tech sneakers for secret missions. Yeah, Reebok once partnered with a defense company to prototype a sneaker with hidden compartments and advanced tracking tech. Some say the shoes even had shock-absorbing insoles that could withstand a small explosion. While you can never actually buy them unless you're James Bond, the innovation behind them helped inspire some of Reebok's advanced sole designs today. Step 5, sole construction, the bounce factory. The sole. The part of the shoe that actually makes walking feel less like a chore and more like a joy. Reebok uses two major technologies to craft soles: EVA foam midsoles. This is where your bounce comes from. The foam is injected into molds and heated to expand into that squishy cloud-like layer we all love. EVA foam isn't just some random squishy material. It's engineered with a specific density ratio that dictates how soft or firm the sole will feel. Reebok measures this down to the millimeter, using machines that compress the foam to test its squish factor. Imagine a machine poking the foam repeatedly like, a cat testing a new pillow. The goal? Perfecting that balance between bounce and durability. If it's too soft, you'll feel like you're walking on marshmallows. Too firm, and it's like stepping on Lego bricks. And rubber outsoles for traction, durability, and making sure you don't slip and face plant on wet tiles. The rubber is molded into intricate patterns, sometimes inspired by athletes' needs or, believe it or not, nature. Yeah, someone in the design team spent hours looking at tree bark for inspiration. Step 6. trust. Before we dive in, remember to subscribe and like this video, because if we're taking you on a wild ride through the yoga mat factory, the least you can do is give us a thumbs up. Namaste, right? Step 1. The birth of a mat. Where materials come from. The journey of a yoga mat starts with the question, what is it made of? The answer depends on the type of mat you're buying. The most common materials are natural rubber, PVC, polyvinyl chloride, TPE, thermoplastic elastomers, or cork. If you have ever wondered why some mats cost as much as a fancy dinner and others are cheaper than a gas station sandwich, it all boils down to the material. Natural rubber mats are, well, natural. Factories source this magical material from rubber tree sap. Yeah, somewhere in the world, rubber trees are being tapped like maple trees on a pancake farm, except instead of syrup, they're dripping sap. That will eventually cushion your sun salutations. The sap is collected, processed, and shipped to factories in giant slabs that look more like something out of a baking show than a yoga mat. On the other hand, PVC mats are made from, you guessed it, plastic. PVC comes in massive rolls like a high-tech cling wrap that could suffocate the planet if you're not careful. Factories love PVC because it's durable, cheap, and easy to work with. It's the bad boy of yoga mats, reliable but environmentally questionable. For the eco-warriors out there, cork is the material of choice. Cork comes from the bark of cork oak trees and is harvested in a way that doesn't harm the tree. So if you're rolling out a cork yoga mat, congrats! You're basically hugging the planet with every stretch. But what happens when all these materials come together? Step 2. Melting the magic. Turning raw materials into something usable. Once the raw materials arrive at the factory, it's time to transform them from unassuming slabs and sheets into the pliable, cushioned masterpieces we know and love. For rubber and PVC mats, the process starts with a giant industrial mixer. Imagine your kitchen stand mixer on steroids. Yeah, churning and blending like it's making the world's least appetizing cake batter. The raw material is heated until it reaches a molten state. Think lava, but less deadly and slightly more eco-friendly unless it's, PVC, in which case it's still not winning any awards. Factories often add secret ingredients to the mix at this stage, like plasticizers to make the mat flexible and stabilizers to prevent it from breaking down when exposed to sunlight. Fun fact, without these additives, your yoga mat would crack and crumble faster than your patience in a hot yoga class. The molten goo is then poured onto massive flat molds, where it's rolled out in thin sheets. Industrial rollers flatten the material to the exact thickness needed, which, let's be honest, probably involves more math than anyone doing yoga wants to think about. Once flattened, the sheets are cooled down rapidly to lock in their shape and durability. Ever wondered why your yoga mat doesn't turn into a slip and slide when you're sweating like crazy? Well, let's find out. Step 3. Finding your balance. Adding the grip. Here's where the magic really happens. Yoga mats need to be sticky, but not too sticky. The goal is to keep you grounded during warrior pose without feeling like you're stuck to flypaper. Factories achieve this delicate balance through a process called texturing. The flat sheets of material are run through machines equipped with embossed rollers. These rollers press patterns into the mat's surface, creating that familiar texture that keeps your sweaty hands and feet from slipping. The patterns vary depending on the brand and design. Some mats feature simple crosshatches, while others have intricate ripples or even laser-etched mandalas. Yeah, someone out there is carving sacred geometric patterns into yoga mats because apparently, spirituality, it sells. Factories also test the grip of each batch using, wait for it, sweat testing machines. These machines simulate human perspiration to ensure the mats remain slip-proof under the sweatiest conditions. Somewhere out there, a robot is living its best life, fake sweating on yoga mats all day. Here's something you probably didn't know. Yoga mats are often made using leftover materials from other industries. That natural ensuring there are no awkward lumps or creases. Budget mats are packed in simple plastic, while premium ones come with fancy carrying straps or reusable bags made from hemp or recycled materials. And there you have it, the incredible, complicated, and surprisingly sweaty process of making a yoga mat. Next time you roll yours out, remember that it's not just a piece of rubber or cork on the floor. It's a marvel of industrial engineering, chemical wizardry, and maybe even a little spirituality. If you found this journey as fascinating as a good savasana, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with your yoga buddies, because the only thing better than a good yoga session is blowing someone's mind with yoga mat trivia. Also, don't miss out on the other videos of our channel, like how Skechers shoes are made in the factory. We'll see you there.